There you go, Florence and the Machine from the main stage live here at Oxegen 2010. It's Dan Hegarty and Cormac Battle in the Roadcaster, and we're joined by Biffy Clyro. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you.
Sorry, I thought
This is happening.
you just
Are you
looked
going to say something?
Cormac was standing in the start position there like that, so I put across him.
The level of professional. I've gone red. The level of professionalism here is unbelievable. But yeah, you're very welcome, guys. And I watched some of your set out there earlier on, and it's fantastic. It's amazing for a band like yourselves, after just like one or two singles, to become such an overnight success. It really is cool.
And at the age of 17 as well, you know.
Yeah, and you're 17. It's like Jedward. Unbelievable. You're the Jedward of Scottish rock.
Well, actually, in fairness, if you're going to be the Scottish Jedward, you've really got to get rid of Simon, though, because it really has to be just the two of you guys.
Yeah.
See what we've got in the works. The next record is happening. 20.
I know, but seriously, this is record number 6, isn't it?
Yes.
Five or six anyway.
Yeah.
And it's kind of been it was a sort of a slow burn for a few years, and then suddenly just went with Puzzle, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah, it's
How are you
strange.
dealing with this massive success?
Well, the yacht's really expensive, but no, I mean, I guess we've always operated in the same way as a band. You know, even when things are going good, you know, we operate the same way as when things are going terribly. You know, so we still live in Scotland. You know, we still practice in the same place, and we really try and keep it as insular as we can. You know, because I think it's perhaps pressures from the outside that can make you change the way you view music and how you create it. And I think it's very important to keep the innocence, I guess, you know, as much as possible. But yeah, the yacht's still really expensive.
The yachts are very expensive, especially the remote control ones.
Keep batteries.
You talk about keeping your feet on the ground, Simon. We have more in common than you would think, because I'm married to a teacher as well.
I see.
And you know, since I'm such a huge media star, and you know, everybody knows me all around the world, it keeps my feet on the ground. And is that what you guys do? You retreat from the world of rock
And marry teachers.
One by one.
Yeah, exactly. So how do you is it a completely different? That's what we do for the job, and this is what we do in our lives.
Pretty much.
So yeah,
We've never talked about moving to London or even, you know, anything like that, and we're just all in our wee towns and just try and keep it as realistic as possible. And when we're not touring, we're just being normal people.
Yeah, we definitely try and kind of split it. You know, we do see it as kind of band life, you know, and then home life. You know, I think it'd be really hard to exist, you know, I guess, unless you're like Axl Rose or something, in that kind of.
And look how that turned out.
I know, yeah, exactly. Botox and dreadlocks. It's not good unless it's Rude Hewlett.
Is there pressure from the record label sometimes, because you're in a major now going, I don't hear the top 10 single or whatever, or do they just leave you alone?
Well, I mean, I guess major labels always want singles, you know, but for us that's why we kind of stay up where we are in Scotland. So then we create the music, and if there's something there, it's there. But if you're maybe, you know, in London, your record company would be having a look in every day, you know, and you couldn't just be kept at peace. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure there is, but we've always loved the pop hooks, you know, and without sounding really egomaniacal, we always get it come quite naturally to us, you know, like the pop hooks. You know, we loved, obviously a big fan of Care Dog, and Weezer and bands like that. You know, they were real. You know, it's as much about the melody, you know, as it is about whether it's rocking or not.
Speaking of one things, I was curious to see that you used a producer called Garth to produce your album. Why on earth? Why did that happen, lads? Why did that happen?
What a leading question. Cormac, I think you know the answer to this.
Of course, I know the answer. I just wanted to say it.
Well, you'd agreed with me that.
Shut up, Dan. Let the lads tell me.
Give me a script here. You give me a script here. Hang on, lads. I believe you're a big fan of Curb Dog. Tell me about where you first saw them live and how they influenced your music. I can't read your writing here. What does that mean?
Dan, I was about to swear there on air. I was about to swear, but yeah, okay. Yeah, go on. Give me a bit of love, lads, for a minute, because my life is falling apart. Yeah.
We were huge fans of your record On the Term. And that is just more or less the sole reason we worked with Garth. And he was cheap, you know. We worked with Garth because he was cheap. But he's a great guy, as I'm sure you can testify.
Absolutely.
I think he
was kind of like a psychotherapist to me for a while.
Really, he gave us a bit more of a hard time than that, I think.
That's why you're successful and I'm not.
But you know, we had a lovely time with Garth, and I think we made a couple of great records with him. So we look back on it with fond memories.
Yeah, will you work with him again?
We wouldn't definitely rule it out.
Yeah.
You know, he's certainly somebody that we'd always consider. It may be the time to try somebody different. I'm not really too sure. Hope Garth's not listening.
It's weird. Things seem to go in threes with us. Though we did
Yeah,
our first 3 records with a
right,
guy
yeah.
called Chris Sheldon, who's amazing.
Oh, Chris Sheldon.
Yeah, and then the
Oh.
last 2 with Garth, and
Maybe one more to go.
one more to go. You know, so
Yeah.
just things seem to work in threes.
And then it's the Brian Eno album.
yeah, exactly.
You all head
We
out
just
to
draw
India.
words out of hat. Daffodil. Ooh.
Yeah.
Scientist. Wow.
Write the song about that.
I'm going to have to be the spoil sport here, the teacher, if you will, and say, lads, thank you so much for coming in. Thank you, Cormac, for coming in, although you've been here quite a while as well.
I've been waiting for this
Jenny
moment.
Houston is going to have some of your live set a little bit later on, so if you're listening, definitely stick around for that, and loads of other things coming up here on 2FM too. Biffy Clyro, thanks a million.
Thank you.
That's just me.